If you watched the stream last night, you heard me talk about this a little bit. I'm going to elaborate. This should not be in the console version of Fortnite. Why are you encouraging us to use a keyboard and mouse on a console? Things that, like Rainbow, other games have had this problem, and your game is based on skill of building and shooting. Well, right now it's just called Building and Turtle Simulator, basically. But when I play 4 games in a row, get 5 kills, get down in the final 4, and I get destroyed by 2 guys using keyboard and mouse that are teaming in solos, okay, I get it. You can't stop the teaming in solos. But why is this in the game? Okay, let them use keyboard and mouse, but make it impossible to use. Set this up to where it is literally impossible to use mouse and keyboard, and lock the key bindings to where they can't change it. This right here, this, hold on, where's it at? Where's mouse sensitivity? I know there's mouse sensitivity on here. Oh, is it not on because I don't have a... Okay. I guess it's not on here because I don't have a mouse plugged in. But make the mouse sensitivity as low as possible. This is honestly the most annoying thing in the world. I don't know why that you encourage us to use mouse and keyboard on a console. I get it if I want to use a controller on PC. I get that. But it's not right. And we're starting to see the problems with the summer skirmish. If you watched it, iDrop's Bodies didn't fucking stream, played on PS4, and people were calling him out for using a mouse and keyboard. Like, it's to the point where I'm about to spend $200 to $300 on a mouse and keyboard just so I can start winning in Fortnite again. Because the amount of mouse and keyboard users is ridiculous. I have spent way too much money in this game to quit. Like, I have spent dollars, the amount of a new mouse and keyboard in this game. Like, I do not want to quit Fortnite. Fortnite's fun. I like Fortnite. But this problem needs to stop. I mean, they talk about banning people because of it, and Rainbow did it, but Rainbow, it was just because Rainbow didn't realize what people were doing. They didn't have in their settings for console a keyboard setup. It's stupid. And I know people, like my friend Jaden, he has a mouse and keyboard. He can play mouse and keyboard on console, but he doesn't because it's not fair and it's not right. But at this point, it's really fucking annoying when I get down to the final 4 3 4 times in a row, and I die because this kid can just straight build a massive wall in front of me that's 3 deep. I can't shoot it down, and then he just turns on me and flicks. And you can tell when they're on keyboard because they look up a lot. Especially when they're newer keyboard users. When they're fighting you close range, they look up. They press up on their thing because they get tense. It's easy to tell when somebody's using keyboard versus a controller. Very easy to tell. Now, there are some good Builder Pros on controller. And I'm not saying you can't use Builder Pro and build like you're on PC. What I'm saying, though, is that when you flick on me like that, you're either using aimbot or keyboard and mouse, and they might as well be the same thing. It's so much easier. I can't play keyboard and mouse to save my life, but I've played a little bit of games on keyboard and mouse, and it is a lot easier once you get the feel. So, I mean, we need to talk about this more than we are, because we're talking about skin sharing being in the game, and we're not realizing that this needs to stop. And if this doesn't stop before Season 6, I'm buying a mouse and keyboard for Season 6, and I'm going to win 50 games in Season 6. I'm just going to grind Season 6, win 50 to 100 games, and I'm going to be one of the cool kids, I guess, because this is really annoying. Like, this really needs to stop. And nobody wants to address this issue because, well, Most people use this to their advantage. Most people know, hey, we can use mouse and keyboard, so why not use it? People know this. People don't care to not use mouse and keyboard, and it's stupid. If you want to use mouse and keyboard, then they should all be put in the same server. Epic doesn't want to fix it because they don't want to piss people off. But what they're really doing is they're pissing the majority of console users off. And for this to still be in the game this long, for us to tell you guys what's going on, and then for it to interfere with your summer skirmish, the big event that you guys are doing right now, it fucks it up. So if they don't change this soon, everyone on console is just going to be using mouse and keyboard. And here's another way to tell somebody's using a console just for Fortnite. Mouse and keyboard. Played another shooter on their console. Now I'm not saying this is true for everybody, but if you look at their console and it's like God of War, like Mortal Kombat, and a bunch of games that are like story driven, like Final Fantasy, like these games, it's easier to play on a controller, obviously. You know, I've played Mortal Kombat on PC and on a controller. My opinion is a controller's a lot easier. But for shooters, I've played Black Ops 3, Black Ops Ghost on PC and on controller. My opinion on that is if you can get used to it and you can get good enough, it's 1,000 times better. So if they're only tactical shooter, and I'm using tactical very loosely, don't get me wrong, if they only play Rainbow, Call of Duty, and this, they're probably legit. I doubt that they would be using a mouse and keyboard. They're probably just really good at shooters. But if they played Mortal Kombat, Final Fantasy, this, God of War, a bunch of like story-driven games like Heavy Rain and all that, and they're god at this game, I'm not saying it's impossible, very shady. That's normally how you can tell somebody's keyboard and mousing on console. So at this point, it's not worth playing Fortnite for. So I'm gonna delete Fortnite. I've already completed my battle pass. I'll get somebody to complete the road trip skin for me, and yeah, that's all there is to it. I'm sick and tired of dealing with this. It's annoying. It should be dealt with immediately, but Epic is just money hungry whores, so they're gonna keep it in. I hope you guys like this rant. I'm so pissed off.